push is in full effect. Steelers visit the Lions, both hoping for a postseason spot. Brooke Pryor picks it up from here.
No T.J. Watt again today as the Steelers face the Detroit Lions and try to stay atop the AFC North. But it's not all bad injury news for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, because rookie first-round pick Derek Harmon is set to make his return to the lineup after missing the last 3 weeks with a knee injury. Now, this game is extra special for Harmon, who is a native of Detroit and has played at Ford Field a handful of other times. He said that he played in a Little League championship there as a kid and won, and in high school he was part of the Catholic League championship, which he also won. And for the Steelers to win against the Lions today, they are also going to need to stop the run, something that Harmon has a big hand in, because as Cam Hayward mentioned earlier this week, there's been a theme with the Steelers' recent wins, and that's stopping the run. And when they do that, they win games.
All right, but Brian, appreciate it. Our coach, Herm Edwards, is here with us on SportsCenter. Coach, how about it? For the Steelers to get a win on the road in Detroit, what do they have to do?
Aaron Rodgers has to show up. No different than Matthew Stafford showed up last week, 41 points.
Yeah.
This secondary of Detroit is a little bit wounded. They're giving up a lot of points, almost 30 points plus the last 3 weeks. So you got to score points against them. You want to stop the run of Detroit, score points where they can't run. That's what Aaron Rodgers' mindset has to be, get it to Metcalf and all those guys. This is why the Pittsburgh Steelers went out and got Aaron Rodgers. This is a playoff atmosphere. Next 3 weeks for these guys, playoff competition.
He's had success in that building before, Ford Field in a Packer uniform. Steelers can clinch their 22nd consecutive season with a 500 or better record with a win or a tie. Let's keep it in the AFC. We got a major matchup tonight with the Ravens hosting the Patriots. And for more on that, here is America's sweetheart, Mike Reese.
Drake May said the way last week unfolded stings, but he's learned quickly in the NFL the importance of turning the page. And some of his older teammates, such as starting center Garrett Bradbury, have taken note of his approach. Bradbury told me, from organized team activities to 10 straight wins, that guy hasn't changed. And that's what you want from the face of your franchise. The Patriots will need the best of May Sunday night. They are already without starting linebacker and leading tackler Robert Spillane. He's been ruled out with an ankle injury.
Ravens safety Kyle Hamilton told me 2 words popped into his head after watching film of Patriots quarterback Drake May: super mobile. Hamilton couldn't remember the last time Baltimore faced a dual threat quite like May, and emphasized everybody has to maintain their rush lanes. Ravens defensive coordinator Zach Orr has been even more impressed with how May has handled the mental side of the game. Orr said May has full control of the offense. He's running the show. You can see why he has so much MVP hype.
Ravens know a thing or two about a mobile quarterback because they employ one, and they are going to be playing desperate. The last 3 games of their season, coach, is an absolute gauntlet. Patriots, Packers, and then that showdown with the Steelers. How do they pick up a win tonight? We're talking Baltimore here on the outside of the playoff picture looking in.
Offensively, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Got to be him. Got to be them.
Just take time off the clock. Defensively, keep Drake May in the pocket.
Okay.
Not allow him to make plays with his legs. Force him to beat you throwing the football.
Sure.
If you're the Baltimore Ravens. They know this, but they got to pound the rock with this big fella right here. This is why you get Derrick Henry.
Correct.
You know, when it's cold, December and January, that's playoff competition. 2 things show up: a great running game and defense.
150 yards rushing per game. But they're 7-7, coach. They've shown us glimpses, but 7 losses on the season. Such high expectations for the Ravens going into it. We've seen enough from them this season. Do you trust them?
I don't know if you trust them, but what does the division look like?
Sure, yeah.
There's only one division that's secure right now.
Correct.
The NFC East.
Yep.
The Eagles will win that. There's 3 games left in all these other divisions. They're still fighting to see who wins these divisions. That's great for football.
Okay. Ravens 1-3 in prime time this season. Their most primetime losses since 2007. Coach, hang out. Coach is hanging out.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else.
Time to cue it. That's where Jeff Darlington is this morning. A frigid Charlotte at that. Melinda even showed us the thermostat, 36 degrees. Jeff, this is a massive matchup in the NFC South. It's the Bucs, it's the Panthers. How are both teams approaching this important game after such bad losses just 1 week ago?
Well, it's a huge game, and it's one of potentially two huge games between these two teams in the final 3 weeks of the season. Two teams that are in search of their identity at the same time as being on the brink of potentially winning the division. So both teams coming into this game with similar mentalities, trying to find the consistency. I think the Bucs are probably especially interesting because they're coming off of that loss last week in which Todd Bowles in postgame went on an expletive-laden rant, just a total rant about wanting his defense to play better, wanting his team to play better. Now, Baker Mayfield did say that within the locker room, there is no finger-pointing whatsoever. He knows that the offense put up 28 and 20 points. He basically says that we need to put up 29 or 30 points if we're going to win that game. The good news for the Bucs, they're about as healthy as they have been all season. They've got their three big wide receivers healthy and will be on the field, including Mike Evans, who has a very good history against this team. So, again, the Bucs feel like they still have everything in front of them. So too do the Panthers. We're going to decide it potentially today and then again in Week 18.
Yeah, you mentioned it, man. First of the two meetings over the course of the next 3 weeks between these teams. The Bucs, they've won 4 straight NFC South titles, a 75% chance to win the division this season, according to ESPN Analytics. Jeff Darlington joining us this morning from Charlotte. Thanks, Jeff.
Joining us from the DFW Metroplex this morning. The Chargers can still mathematically catch the Broncos for the AFC West title as we say good morning to the gravitas that is Graziano. Listen, how are the Chargers here approaching these last few weeks of the season, knowing it's unlikely to catch Denver, but still possible?
Well, they can do it if Denver just loses a game. Like if they're one game back going into that Week 18 game in Denver and they win it, they win the division because they beat Denver earlier, and they're well aware of that. I talked to wide receiver Ladd McConkey, and he said, yeah, it's impossible to escape it, right? You can see everything online. Everybody knows you need this team to lose, you need to win. He said, we wanted to be at the end of the season where we weren't thinking about that. Well, we need somebody else to help us out, but that's where we are, and we also know, this is Ladd talking, not me, I don't do a good impression. He said, we also know that if we take care of our business, we'll be in the playoffs. And Tuli Tuipulotu, their edge rusher, told me that, last year we got a taste of what it's like to be in the playoffs, and we're excited because we know what's in front of us. He said, look, we want to take it further this time. We know what we want to accomplish, and that is go all the way, and we really feel like we have the team to do it. So Chargers focused on what they can control. It's been nothing but injuries and bad news around this team all year long, but they still manage to win a lot more than they lose on Sunday. McConkey said, yeah, whatever it takes. He said, I'd love to be, as a receiver, I'd love for us to be throwing the ball 50 times a game and everybody gets 200 yards. Yeah. It's not where we are right now, so whatever it takes to win.
All right, listen, a Broncos win and a Chargers loss would clinch the division for Denver, and they're taking on a Cowboys team that is now eliminated from the playoffs after the Eagles win last night. That is Dan Graziano with the very latest. Thank you, Dan.
And that's exactly what we're going to start with Damian Woody. The Chargers maybe already getting a win before they even play because the Eagles winning last night eliminates Dallas from playoff contention. So maybe we see them come out flat in this game because they just know it's 3 games and then it's the offseason. And is that a realistic possibility?
Yeah, I mean, listen, for some guys it is. Unfortunately, you get a situation where you're eliminated and then all of a sudden you're thinking, like you said, we got 3 games left. There's no sense of urgency. Now, I would say it's up to guys like Dak Prescott and company, the leaders in their locker room, to make sure that guys are finishing the season strong. But listen, that thing, it happens. It happens in the National Football League.
On the other side, the Chargers very much playing for their playoff lives. They're in it right now. They still have an outside shot at the AFC West. What's a matchup you're looking for in this game as it relates to the Bolts?
Yeah, I'm looking at Justin Herbert going up against this Cowboys. The Cowboys run what we call this 5-man front. They try to cover all the down linemen and really get after, not only stop the run, but get after the quarterback. So we know Justin Herbert is dealing with that broken hand. Okay, so how he's going to navigate the pass rush of the Dallas Cowboys front.
Okay. Which AFC West team do you trust more come playoff time? You got the Broncos, who have already clinched a playoff spot. They haven't lost since September, but the Chargers not too far behind. You heard Dan say they're just 1 game back, and these teams meet last week of the regular season.
I would probably say the Denver Broncos. Their defense is just outstanding.
Nasty.
And I think Bo Nix has really been playing well, as of late. And so if Bo Nix continues on this trend of, taking care of the football and being the playmaker that he is at the quarterback position, the Denver Broncos are going to be they're going to be a wagon. They're going to be a wagon. They're going to be hard
travels.
Correct. They got all the things. They can run the ball. They got a good offensive line. They got all the things you need to do well in the postseason.
A quick moment for D-Dub and the double-breasted suit.
Always, baby.
That's it. Damian Woody breaking things down this morning.